Welcome back, everyone. Nick and Lex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a marathon by Roundabout. I'm super excited because we got some Moody Blues in here, some Rare Bird. We just did a full album, Days of Future Past. If you want to check that out, it is on Patreon. If you want to check out a full reaction to that. But yeah, I wanted to say, of course, thank you so much for Roundabout for sponsoring this marathon. And let's get into it. Let's see what we're going to listen to. So this is the first track is It Is Up to You from the Moody Blues. This is the album A Question of Balance. And this is from 1970. Then we're going to This, I never heard this band before, The Fox. We're going to do the song Butterfly for, it's called For Fox's Sake. There we go. 2017, awesome. Then Rare Bird, I've heard of them. Epic Forest from the album Epic Forest, 72. Let me check on that Fox album again. I think it's a remaster. Then we're gonna do the band Spring, and basically from the same album called Spring. This is 1971. We're gonna do two songs: Song to the Absent Friends and Gazing. That's it. That's what we're gonna listen to today. I'll check out Butterfly right now, but I'll be right back with the music. All right. Okay, so I did check, and it's, of course, I was right. I just looked at the artwork. I was like, this doesn't look like from 2000. This is actually the For Fox's Sake album is from 1971. So there we go. All right. 1970. Here we go. We're going to start it off with the Moody Blues. Now, I'm going to keep my glasses on. I'm having a little bit of an infection on my eye. I don't know if you can see it. You see, so it's really hard to kind of like right now to focus, and I don't know, just any kind of light also hurts my eyes. So I'll just keep them on for the video, you know. It just happens when I really stress. It just like, it's a thing that happens. Like I get like an infection in my eye. It's super weird. So it has happened to me since I was like 13 years old. Nothing new, nothing to worry about. It's only on the outside. I've had it in my eye once only, which did leave me a scar. But, you know, it is what it is. It's no biggie, but I'll just leave on the glasses. I don't have to squint or anything. Because I do sometimes have to do that. All right, so let's get it on with the Moody Blues. I was super, super happy with what we heard on Days of Future Past. I mean, we had listened to the first half, which is actually on YouTube. You can check that out. But the last, the second side of the LP per se is on Patreon, because it is just the thing that a lot of full albums get blocked. And we just don't want to risk it. And then we also want to give it as an incentive, you know, to join the Patreon. So, I have something on my, oh, it's a hair. It's like, there's something on my head. Okay, here we go with the Moody Blues. It's up to you. Here we go. Thank you again, Roundabout. I'm definitely going to enjoy this. Here we go.
When the breeze between us calls love.
so different from Days of Future Past. Days of Future Past has this, you know, grand, epic sounding like orchestra and all the, yeah, just all the orchestration, and I think it has a more serious sound than this. But this is, I like this very much because it had this little rock and roll theme going on, and I love his voice. I mean, and I could also hear somebody else singing. I don't know if it was a female or maybe some other member of the band, but I think all of them sing, at least choruses and stuff. But this was nice. I loved the bass, the drums. It was more easy, you know, the egg shaker, you know. There was a lot of, it was just a very, it was more light, you know, and it wasn't as like, I think I talk about this even in our reaction to Days of Future Past. Write My Seesaw. I love that song. It's very catchy. It's just like, I like that dun 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 dun, dun, you know. So this was just a little bit lighter. It was just you know, a different Moody Blues I hadn't heard before, because I'm very familiar with the best of, but not completely. It's not a CD that I would listen on a daily, you know, like daily, but often, you know. So but this was great. This was a great tune in a nice style, you know, for the Moody Blues. A little bit softer, more rock and roll, straightforward, not that grand scale, because Days of Future Past literally sounded like a score, you know, of a movie. And all the, I loved of course, you know, Tuesday Afternoon and Nights in White Satin, but the whole first 4 songs is just like one big, you know, yeah, like a little bit like an opera, you know, with all the people getting up. I love that. It had like this whole, like, I don't know, just amazing. Like, I don't know. You know, just, you know, watch the reaction if you want to. It's on YouTube, and if you want to watch the full reaction to the album, it's on Patreon, whatever you like. But yeah, this was definitely very, very good. I did enjoy it very much. Now we're gonna switch over to the band The Fox, and then for Fox's sake, if you say it, I know it's a play on words if you say it too quickly, but this is Butterfly. Now this is a band I've never heard before. It's also a quite shorter song, and then after that, Rare Bird is going to be the longer one, almost 10 minutes. So here we go.
See
I was trying to look up the band. I was not successful. I only found the band Fox and then the Foxes, maybe, but they don't look like from. And that's funny. Samantha Fox, Megan Fox, but not the Fox. Yeah, I liked the sitar. I liked that it was very serene, very, very nice and almost very kind of like psychedelic. I like that. Really cool. So for some reason, I don't know what they're not on Wikipedia. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong. It says the Fox. Let's see. Aha, there it is, the Fox. But they're basically a British band that released one album. Okay, it's just one album. Okay. Yeah. Well, sometimes that's just bands don't last that long. They go their separate ways. People do go find different careers. It happens. But I mean, it was very, very good. I mean, for that being their only album, it's beautiful music. Beautifully performed, great vocals, really cool. I like it. Now, here comes this is like the epic track of the marathon. This is Epic Forest from Rare Bird. And I think I've heard this band before. We've reacted to this before, I'm sure. 1972. And this one is 9 minutes and 13 seconds. So let's get ready for the epic of the day. Here we go. I love their dual guitars. Here, dual guitars, Iron Maiden. But I love that dun 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 dun. That sounds very Led Zeppelin in I think Houses of the Holy, they had that sound, but it also then again when they don't do these power chords or these fifths or whatever, it also sounds a little bit like Crosby, Stills and Nash, the harmonies that they're doing, or America, a band like America. It's just very, very pleasing. I really, really like this band. It just has a little bit of everything that I like, So it has acoustic sections, it has dual guitars, electric guitars, great bass. It's always on top. Very John Paul Jones, in Zeppelin. So it has a couple of things that I really, really enjoy. Give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. I did have to go, to the bathroom. And since we're still, we still have some 7 minutes to go. I just don't want to, hold it, and it's not healthy, And then I fixed my eye, fixed my hair. So perfect. All right, let's keep going with, and let me just go back a couple of seconds, because there was a solo here starting, and I know I'm not trying to be unsensitive or anything and insensitive. Like sometimes people are like, hey, you paused, at the wrong. It's just, since I don't know the song, sometimes I wait for a specific moment when there's silence, but sometimes I just have to pause. So here we go. Let's continue, and we'll just listen over that, abrupt pause there. chords here. Wow. What a great song. I loved, like, there's so many sections. The section that I talked about when I paused, then I couldn't bring myself to pause again. It was so good. I love that mid section, the chords. It sounded very Floyd-esque, you know, very Pink Floyd. Just because of the chords. What I love about Pink Floyd is that they play very complex chords. If you look at their music, if you like look at the chord progressions, but if you look at them, they're not just, you know, they're usually very extended chords, very nice voicings, and that what gives Pink Floyd its sound. You know, it's not just like major and minor. It's a lot of, like, you know, seventh chords, ninth chords, 11th, or just like, you know, very just like chords that are not so normal, you know. So I guess that's what gives Pink Floyd its sound. Just like Steely Dan, they never play, you know, just a major chord. I mean, yes, but they add something always, like even in songs that are super, like any major any major dude could tell you, like, if you look at the chords of that song, you must think, oh, they're like super simple, but they're actually not. And that's what I love about, you know, bands that just look at their stuff and say, hey, how can we make this sound as beautiful as possible? That's what I loved about. I love the whole bass with the chords and the drumming and the piano section there, the keyboard section, I'm sorry, the keyboard, and then the outro there that lasted a couple of minutes sounded very cool. Reminded me a little bit of, like, you know, Lynyrd Skynyrd, but I think this band has a little bit of everything. I'm definitely gonna listen to this again and keep Epic Forest, in my sights, and also show it to Alexia. I love all the covers. They have the album covers, and I don't know. It says here 70 and then to 73. They did release 6 albums. I want to see if they stopped. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. Band. Okay. English progressive band. Oh yeah, they did stop. They only had a 6-year run, but I mean, it is, you know, even with Zeppelin, I mean, they're still so relevant, but honestly, they only had a couple of years, Led Zeppelin, you know, as a band. Let's see. Led Zeppelin, 68 to 80. But even their, I mean, their latest stuff was like without John Bonham, is like just like unreleased stuff, and you know, the compilations. He died in 78. So yeah, so let's see. Because I remember they just stopped, you know. Yeah, they took a hiatus 2 years from 75 to 77. The biggest band in the world, 70 to 75. So that 5 years of like that, those were, you know, the biggest one from Led Zeppelin, and they're still remembered by. Yeah. So yeah, so they did remind me a little bit of Led Zeppelin. They did remind me a little bit of other bands. And I think it's a great thing, you know. It's not, to say a band sounds a little bit like Zeppelin, I think is a very positive thing. But they didn't sound like a copy or anything. Just things that bands used to play in that time, you know. Very smartly, very efficiently, very innovative, you know. And that's what I heard from Epic 4. It's really cool. Okay, so now we're going to do 2 songs from the band Spring. And the first one is Song to the Absent Friend. Also The Island, called The Island. And then we're going to do Gazing. Let's see. And are these in order? Oh, okay. So it looks like they bleed into each other. So I'm not going to... Okay, I'm happy I checked that. I think I'm not going to pause. Just going to listen to the first song. And then once we get to the second song, then I'll, you know, talk. Here we go. Spring.
The island, you are all around me now, like the rocks along the shoreline. So do you surround me now. But the coming of the soon arising storm. Once when wine flowed freely, friends were there to keep me warm. Once I was the dreamer, now my dreams are past and gone, like the waves along the shoreline to the isle that is no one. Gazing on the setting.
Wow, man, just that section. I mean, the first song reminded me a little bit, of course, of, you know, Elton John-esque, you know, just piano driven, you know, beautiful chords, beautiful lyrics, just very, very nice. And then it morphed into this like progressive, you know, beautiful, like drumming, the bass, the chords, everything. And then it changed right now again. And I looked up the band, and we have a little bit of a theme here by Roundabout. I guess all these bands are short-lived. You know, it's also this band also only released one album, just like the Fox. And Rare Bird released only, you know, like 6 albums, which is pretty much, but I mean, just the years they were active, just 5 years. And so I guess the Moody Blues were the only ones that kind of like, you know, transcended over in this selection, you know, but it doesn't mean that they're better or anything. I mean, some bands, like, you know, you can hear it. Maybe they've just released one album and it was a masterpiece, you know, and then they decided to go their separate ways, you know. But beautiful, beautiful selection here. Beautiful tune. Let's go back to it. Really nice and proggy, but more in the sense of progressive, like more psychedelic rock, not so proggy as in ELP or Yes, or, you know, that kind of prog. So it more, I'm sure it's gonna be on Prog Archives, but it's more like a Pink Floyd kind of prog, you know.
While gazing on the settings of fields of ashen grey, as nightfall clouds the harvest to steal the day away, pages we will turn, taking steps to learn of the paths to take when we do awake. Seeing the pictures of cities built for space, with fountains overflowing and joining in the race, pages we will turn, taking steps to learn of the paths to take when we do away. I'm asleep, I deep asleep, with only dreams to keep. They're looking back in anger, a child of yesterday. Life is there before him, a tempest tossed the fray. Pages we will turn, taking steps to learn of the past to take when we do away. From asleep, I deep asleep, with only dreams to keep.
Wow, that was so good. Oh man. Okay, they added some 10 seconds. Let's see. This was amazing. No, okay, that's it. Wow, gazing. I already sent Alexia literally a text like, listen to this as soon as you can. I love this section, the guitar section, the solo, the whole thing. I think I must say this last one was my favorite song of the 5. But also Epic Forest was very, very good. All of them. I can't, I'm definitely gonna listen to this again. All of them. Maybe even in this order, I wish I could just deep dive. I've said this 1,000 times into all these bands and just, but there's so many albums that I'm listening to now in full, like, Days of Future Past. I just listened to 2112 the other day. Usually all that we do, like the full albums, like most of the Steely Dan albums I can now listen, fully, and it's so enjoyable. It's so enjoyable to listen to them, especially Asia, Gaucho, and there's some songs that I skip still because there's still 1 or 2 missing on like Countdown, and but like for example, Royal Scam is another one that I listen to a lot, and it's just like there's so much great music that we have discovered with this channel. It's such a blessing, and it's so amazingly positive, like all this great music. And it has also just impacted the way I play, the way I listen, everything. Alexia, I can now, tell her, hey, come over, I want to show you a solo, of this artist. And she used to be like, looking at her watch almost like, like, oh God, I have to listen to the solo. And now she's like, wow, nice. Like, she recognizes certain scales. And it's insane how much how educational this has been, and not just older music. I don't want to say that we just, now understand more 70s or 80s music. Everything, everything I play to her, like even from, there's some really great bands today, even. And it's mostly underground, it's mostly unknown, unfortunately it doesn't get any radio play. But I mean, you can find them, and sometimes when I play something to Alexa, she like, wow, that's a great bass line, and wow, nice changes here. It's just like, it comes out that she now has like this musical appreciation that she didn't have like 2 years ago. She was just, yes, she was a fan of Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and Radiohead, and basically that was it. That was her comfort zone, and that's, she didn't want to leave that. And me, of course she did listen to other stuff, but those were her, like, the three bands that she would listen to. And now she has all this, she has like this galaxy of information, and she also appreciates my music a lot more, like Jean-Luc Ponty. I couldn't play Jean-Luc Ponty to her. I couldn't play Alan Holdsworth or Yngwie Malmsteen, Steve Vai. I mean, we've been to I mean, all these, Aldi Meola, she now, we went to see him, and she now gets it, so it's just a blessing. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for watching the video. Maybe you like the video, maybe you want to subscribe to the channel. Do whatever you like. Maybe leave a comment, whatever you want. This was a great selection, Roundabout. Thank you so much. Again, I do get a lot of comments of like, hey, you always have the same people doing requests. It is what it is. Unfortunately, YouTube does not pay us anything, so these people do it out of the kindness of their hearts to support this channel with their hard-earned money. So if you see these people that are requesting, and they're requesting, you have the opportunity to do so as well. I know it's not cheap, but it is, a lot of work that goes into this. It's the editing, just taking the time to listen to the song, the editing. The editing process is very long, and just to put everything together, the deal, with copyrights, and it's it is what it is. It's a lot of work. It's not just like, sitting down and recording a video. It takes a lot of time, and it is work. So these people, basically sponsor these videos. So please, if you're interested in sponsoring a video, there is our email in the description on the channel. If you really want your music to, you can of course put them in the comment section, but honestly, of course, we will prioritize someone who is actually paying, for a video. And it's just, what do you want me to say? It's like, I wish I could do this for free, but we did it for almost a year. We were not, receiving a single cent from YouTube, because we're using copyrighted material. So it is what it is. And most channels, need some kind of compensation, or ask for compensation, because otherwise we couldn't do this. There has to be some kind of gain, because in this hour that I'm doing this, I could be working, or working a little bit of overtime doing something else. So I just wanted to get that through to some people. And because it's not that we're only after the money, but also you would not go to work for free, right? if your boss tells you, you know, come in this hour, you're gonna say, hey, how much, you know? So it's just, you know, please, because I've read some comments that, oh, they only care about the money and they only do the requests that get paid. You know, I mean, we do a lot of requests. I mean, we do a lot of videos that are they don't get paid. I think we did over 900 videos that nobody gave us a single cent for. So we really tried. And then people literally asked us, hey, how can I compensate your work? So thank you so much for understanding that. And, you know, it is just, you know, at the end of the day, it is, you know, like a little bit, I don't want to call it work because it's a wonderful thing to sit here and listen to music, but it does take time. It does take a lot of work and effort to get everything together. So I hope people understand that. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. And I'll see you in the next video.